Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Sunday League Pundits powered by CoolBet Canada. We are back once again. It's myself, Liam. We got Brett and we got Wazinho. It's the new year. It's another week of football we got to go over. Welcome to 2023. A lot's happened already in like the 6 days that it's been since the countdown went and
Yeah,
the ball dropped at Times Square.
it feels like life has returned to normal in a sense, especially during that little New Year's break. Like everything felt weird. I don't know. Like we recorded our New Year's, recap the whatever, and then we took a little bit of a break just because the holidays and everything. But yeah, we're back, and it feels like there's so much goddamn football every day. I'm losing track. Like, is it just me? But I liked the World Cup schedule where it was kind of like 8 a.m., 12 p.m., and then with the Premier League and all these leagues, it feels like everything's all over the place. You got Premier League, then you got Carabao Cup, now you got FA Cup. I feel like the football schedule is just all over the place now. The World Cup was nice and structured.
There is definitely a ton of fixtures happening, and it's just going to get crazy from here because the leagues have to end at the same time as normal, but there's just a month gap for the World Cup. But it's crazy to me how much football is going to be happening here the next.
But I think before we get into the leagues, can we talk about the major move that happened in world football? Because we haven't discussed it yet. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Liam, yeah, go ahead. I was just going to say, Brett, how was your New Year?
It was good. I went to the Oilers game. I lost my glasses. That's why I don't have my glasses on. Yeah, no, they're somewhere on 104th. I went to put them in my pocket. They're somewhere there. Didn't want to find them the next morning, so
Ripperoonies to Brett's glasses, everybody. Toss that in the chat.
Cristiano Ronaldo, 200 million pound fucking contract. He's a player for Al Nassr. Interesting press conference he had as well. All that, like, I don't even know what to make of it. Oh, by the way, we'll get to the other news later as well. There's a lot of shit that happened since our last podcast.
You're all over the place, lad.
Yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Holy, talking over people, getting over it. Holy.
But yes, Cristiano Ronaldo has agreed a deal with Al Nassr. He hasn't played yet, but he has been unveiled. He has had his press conference. He was there today, I believe, as they played. It is a It is a 2-year deal. He the numbers are ridiculous. Simply ridiculous. In American dollars, he earns over 200 million a season, which equals 16.6 million a month, which equals 548,000 per day. Per day.
I wish.
550K a day.
I'm trying to figure out what to order from somewhere, and I can't even get it. I'm looking at my bank account. Oh fuck! This guy's getting 505K.
550
a day.
A day.
Yeah, if only, right?
But now they're talking about like all these players who might be joining him there, and that really?
Al Nassr, they did talk about how he wanted Sergio Ramos to join him. There was talk about he's like, I believe it's the head coach. He goes, I wish we had gotten Messi. And I was like, well, it's a bit of a dig at Ronaldo. He's just showed up. Like, yeah, but I wish we had Lionel. But I wanted to talk like in terms of sports contracts. Does this change the game a little bit? Because we talked about that in terms of Mbappe's deal. When Kylian Mbappe signed his new PSG deal, and it was all the perks of being part of like a sporting director and this and that, and having like a higher role in the club. It was like this changes the game for potential generational talents in any sport. You know, like if you went back to LeBron James in Cleveland, like the original time, could he have signed a massive deal like this where he was the part owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers? Who knows? Maybe, because Mbappe does it. Why can't it be brought over to the NBA or the NFL or any other sport? But 200 million a season is definitely the biggest contract we've ever seen in terms of any professional athlete. Is this a trend now where players can just go cash in like this?
Look where he's going. I mean, think about Look where he's going and how much he has to get paid to go do that. No, I don't think it's going to be a trend. There's no way. Unless you want to go sign somewhere like that and get that money. That's the only way that they're going to get players to go out there anyways, to overpay. That guy, he shouldn't be getting that much money. He wouldn't have got that much money anywhere else that's actually serious about the product that's on the pitch. But he's not.
It's so weird seeing Cristiano Ronaldo in Saudi Arabia. It's very weird.
Somebody, it was Liam from Kicked Back said to me how, and it was a decent, something that we can talk. It's whatever. It is what it is. But how is this different? I have an answer to this. I think that's the best way to put this, but I want to pose this to you anyways. What is the difference between Ronaldo going to Saudi Arabia and David Beckham going to the LA Galaxy?
I to me, and I was originally saying, like, I felt like Ronaldo should have went to the MLS potentially to kind of revive, not really revive, but rejuvenate his reputation in world football. Because right now his reputation outside of Ronaldo fanboys, it's kind of muddied, right? So I feel like if he went to the MLS and he helped take it to another level, kind of like Beckham did before the World Cup, that would have been awesome. I think Americans maybe would have loved Ronaldo and what he could have done for the game there. Like, I question what his impact, but then again, you look at it, it's like, well, let's say Cristiano Ronaldo has that David Beckham effect, but in Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East, for football.
But the question that Brett's asking is very interesting because when David Beckham signed for the LA Galaxy, it was a relatively unrespected league. It was a relatively lucrative contract because I believe the money he was making was astronomical for MLS, but there was also clauses in David Beckham's contract which allowed him to buy a spot in an MLS franchise for a fraction of the price of what it would cost, hence him now owning Inter Miami. It's a very interesting question because so Ronaldo goes to Saudi Arabia, but David Beckham going to MLS, Beckham maybe got some respect for going to the MLS maybe, and yes, although he cashed out and went to go live the luxurious lifestyle, Ronaldo's doing the same. The difference is, I think the biggest difference is Ronaldo's in the GOAT conversation. David Beckham, good, not great.
David Beckham at the time was one of the best players in the world.
He was very marketable. He was a marketable player.
And what is Ronaldo? He's marketable too, right?
Oh, extremely marketable.
It'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like watching Diego Maradona going to go play for, I don't know, fucking Shamrock Rovers. You're like, this doesn't work. Like.
So my answer to this question that Liam Robin from Kicks Back asked was the geopolitical issues. That's what the big difference is. I mean, you mentioned the contract, Liam. This is what the contract was for David Beckham. Beckham was the first player signed under this rule, which was the designated player rule, which now we've seen players like Xherdan Shaqiri. We see Bernardeschi down there. Yeah, Zlatan. There you go. Gareth Bale, Chiellini, whatever. Signing a lucrative contract with Los Angeles Galaxy worth up to $250 million over 5 years. He with guaranteed compensation from MLS and Galaxy at $6.5 million per year. So yes, it is a big deal. But my thing is, my difference is looking at what was going on between the two countries at the time. He's going into the Bush administration in the States, and compared to what Ronaldo's going into in Saudi Arabia, right?
The eyes of the footballing world have been in and on the Middle East for the past few months now, the build up to the World Cup and then Qatar itself. Qatar, with all the shitstorm that happened in the build up to that World Cup, with all the human rights atrocities and workers violations, everything that happened, Qatar was able to spin themselves in a very positive light, I think. The tournament went well. There was no big hiccups. the gameplay was great, but also like the reaction of people at the games. They really enjoyed the country of Qatar. They liked how it was set up. They liked the ability to travel around the country relatively
Fan zones were
easy.
apparently really good.
Yeah, there was lots of positivity coming out of that Qatar World Cup. The issue is Saudi Arabia hasn't had the positive spin that Qatar has recently.
And I mean, Saudi Arabia is trying to, get the World Cup in 2030 as well, right? So
yes, and Saudi Arabia's been big in terms of other events as well. It was WWE was there. There was the Saudi Arabian F1 Grand Prix. There's a lot of events that happen in Saudi Arabia, and they're trying to get more and more Western eyes, which is just a branding market, and it's understandable. You want to look good for yourself, right?
Just to talk about the MLS really quickly, I would have loved to see Ronaldo playing for Sporting Kansas City.
Isn't that ridiculous?
They were
how are they the leading team?
I don't know. Really, yeah.
No
I'm sure this is kind of old news, but yeah, they held a meeting before the Piers Morgan interview. Then one more with concrete talks about the prospects of CR7 playing for Kansas City. Like, yeah, the salary package was huge, but Ronaldo decided to go to Al Nassr. So
I think when that name is up for grabs and you're trying to maybe establish yourself as one of those big boys in MLS, think your LA Galaxy, LAFC, Inter Miami.
Fucking Kansas.
I understand.
Kansas. There's a difference between trying to become big if you're Chicago Fire
100%.
and not Kansas City, Missouri.
But if they have the money available,
yeah. And I think they're hosting a World Cup. I think they're hosting their host city. So
Kansas City was 12th in the Western Conference last year with 11 wins.
Hey,
are you kidding me?
Hey, Toronto FC was pretty garbage. They got Bernadeschi and
who's not Ronaldo? And it's Toronto, Ontario.
But going back to Ronaldo, I did find it interesting how he said, I can say now that many opportunities in Europe, many clubs in Brazil, in Australia, US, and even in Portugal, many clubs tried to sign me. I gave my word to this club only to Al Nassr. And it sounds weird because it's Ronaldo. He really wanted to play in the Champions League. He wanted to play in Europe. It seemed it's all so weird and why he went to Al Nassr. Everyone knows dollar bills.
Again, I say $550,000 a day. A day.
It'd be hard to say no to that. Like I'm like, yeah, Champions League's cool.
Was hard to say no. It'd be hard to say no to. Hey, I'll give you $10,000 a day. I'd be like, all right, I'll take 10 grand a day.
Yeah.
This guy's going 550.
It's crazy.
Walk down this year if you want me to. If you like, Jesus.
Really?
Hey,
I'll
but
walk to Saudi Arabia.
Man United,
my floaties, we'll get there.
United want to sign their Abu Bakar, his teammate, and Al Nassr.
You want to sign him?
Apparently they're linked to him.
Hey,
they need a backup.
You just signed Jack Butland of all people, so
yes.
Exactly. I rest my kids. We're saving money, baby.
Anything else we want to talk about Ronaldo at all?
No.
Do you think he will have a positive spin on Saudi Arabia, on Middle Eastern football, or is this just the last year of a cash grab and he goes off to the sunset?
I think he's gone by the summer.
Really? Wow.
I think he goes to the MLS or something like that.
I found it funny also, like all these Ronaldo fanboys who are saying, well, look at how many followers Ronaldo's bringing to Al Nassr. Look at the followers. Who cares? Who gives a fuck about followers?
Well, that's money for the club.
Yeah, but
right?
what does that do on the pitch? Nothing.
I saw one tweet that said the Messi effect, and it was the Argentina logo going from 2 stars to 3 stars, and then the Al Nassr Instagram going from like 500,000 to like 14 million. It was like the Ronaldo effect. Who's your GOAT? I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there you
Instagram
go.
Followers,
sorry.
World Cup.
I'm sorry, Brad, for being rude there. In recent news, 50 Cent reveals Eminem turned down $8 million to perform at the World Cup. Apparently.
Wow.
Could you imagine Eminem performing at the World Cup?
There's no way. There could you no.
Eminem in Qatar.
That's exactly my
he has performed in the Middle East before. I'm me massive stan, right? I watch all
himself for 2026.
But Maybe, but then again, I mean, yeah,
Straight
Ronaldo.
up though, I wonder who 2026 will be as the headline musician and whether it's like the song of the World Cup or the opening act.
Drake,
They're gonna have someone pretty big, I'm pretty sure.
Jay-Z, Beyonce.
Bro, it's gonna be 2026. If it's Jay-Z and Beyonce,
The man's 63 years old.
yeah, literally.
Shawn Mendes.
Oi, Shawn Mendes.
We're moving on from that question.
But yeah, no, I find it
Let's talk
interesting.
about the actual football that has occurred since the
Wait, whoa. One more thing. One more thing we forgot to mention. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Pele.
Si, senor. Hey.
Oh yes.
Hey. Hey. You know what?
Going out.
I have often disrespected Pele in terms of saying I have. Honestly,
Way to start this off.
I have always, not always, I have often disrespected him by saying he's not in my conversation of greatest of all time because he never did it in Europe. That was always my argument. However, when you see things he did, creativity, skill-wise, the man was a technical genius. And I believe it's like what Infantino and half the footballing world has said. His greatest quality was his ability to bring people, the viewers, the eyes, the attention, because of his great showmanship, his great playing ability, his great just fun and love for the game.
I would say,
you know what? Rest in peace to Pele. The guy was great.
Pele was the ultimate pioneer for football. You know, when it comes to footballing abilities, skill, some of the things he did translated so much further into the game. You see so many footballers doing what he did now. Johan Cruyff, he was just, like I said, a pioneer, an inventor. Who knows where the game of football would be without him, right? And the way, you know, he played in the U.S. for a bit, I'm pretty sure, with the New York Cosmos, and just incredible human being. And then Infantino saying how they're going to try and name a stadium after him in every country. I think that's a little odd. Is that odd?
I think that statement is maybe taken a little bit out of context.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe it's kind of like, you know, every country should try to remember him in their own way, maybe kind of thing. But I understand what he was trying to say.
So I here in Canada, I don't know, like, where are we going to name a stadium after Pele?
BMO Field.
Oshawa, Ontario, baby.
Yeah.
I think Brampton.
If FC Edmonton ever comes back.
You took my joke! That was going to be mine. You should call it Clark Park. Pele Park.
I like that, Pele Park.
Hey, there you go.
We can't pronounce it like Will Ferrell. It's Pele Park.
The Pele Ball.
Yeah.
But shout out to Pele, obviously. Anything else? You want to get to the football now?
I just wanted to say there's a reason why everybody says that he is the most recognizable, probably athlete of all time next to Muhammad Ali. And so many athletes, so many footballers say that what you see on the pitch now, Pele did it first. So there's a reason to that.
More than a
RIP, great. Exactly. RIP to the king. Alrighty, on to the football.
I woke up very early. Very early.
You did.
I woke up at 5 a.m. The game's at 5:30 on January 2nd. So, you know, maybe you're still rocking that New Year's Eve, New Year's Day hangover. I wasn't hungover. I was just extremely tired. Day after day after day of late night, early morning. But I woke up at 5 a.m. to watch the Old Firm, the Glasgow Derby, whatever you like to call it, whatever side of Glasgow you may be on. And it did not disappoint. It was a very exciting, very important game for the SPFL. Going into this match, Celtic had a 9-point advantage at the top of the table. So it was a must-win game for Rangers in terms of keeping their nose in that title hunt. But Michael Beale, the former QPR manager, he was the assistant at Rangers under Steven Gerrard. He he was a manager of Rangers now, took place in his first Old Firm. And it didn't start great for him because 3.5 minutes in, Mr. Dyson Maeda, fast as fuck boy, he comes running through the middle. Alfredo Morelos, the fat boy, as Greg Taylor called him middle of the game. It was the best moment I've ever seen on live television. You can lip read that man perfectly. He just said, "Get out of my face, fat boy." And he gave the ball away. Maeda shrugs off Tavernier, puts the ball in the back of the net, 4.5 minutes in, 3.5 minutes in, whatever you want to say. Going to halftime, it was looking very rosy for the green and white side, and I don't know what happened going into the second half. It fell apart a little bit. 47th minute, Ryan Kent scored a very good goal. I don't want to blame my Canadian compatriot, Mr. Alistair Johnson, but he was marking Ryan Kent. He did get beat, but you know what? Over 90 minutes, Alistair Johnson had a very good game, especially for his Celtic debut in such a big game. I have no complaints. He had a very good match. But Ryan Kent does equalize, 47th minute. By the 53rd, it was 2-1 Rangers. The worst penalty I've ever seen given in my life. Fashion Sakala, the Rangers forward, steps on our center back, proceeds to fall over, and ref goes, clear pen, all day clear pen. Then Joe Hart goes, hey, do you want to go to VAR, review that? Ref goes, no need. I got this. Don't worry. Penalty. Meanwhile, clearly there's not a single touch from Starfelt onto the striker, but we move. It's 2-1 Rangers. It took up until the 88th minute before Celtic drew back level. Kyogo Furuhashi does score to make it 2-2. Good goal actually by Kyogo. Good finish. But in between those two goals, there was another clear penalty. Connor Goldson was the best goaltender on the night. Man saved, he's a center back, but he was a great goalkeeper. Clear handball in the box. Referee goes, no pen. VAR goes, no pen. Everyone.
Why do you guys even have VAR?
I think VAR is actually being run by about a 4.5-year-old, but it's a joke. But the entire stadium's like, yep, clear pen. Coaches, clear pen. VAR, play on, boys. Advantage. Let's go. It's just a joke. Anyways, it does end 2-2. Still a 9-point gap. A must-win game for Rangers. They did not win, and for some reason, they celebrated because that's what happens when you're used to being second best. Sucks to suck.
Boo!
Anyways, we move.
This guy stinks. I'm watching right now. Alistair Johnston go, we don't look at it like VAR screwed us. It was a decision that went against us, but there will be plenty that will hopefully go for us. All we ask for is consistency.
Well, he'll get that. It will be consistently shit. It will be.
Hey, had, honestly, go. That's all you're asking for.
Since he has joined the club and started, especially, he has had the most amount of interviews I've ever seen by a player.
Honestly, it feels like it.
And he's such a good talker. He is so good at it.
Next to Ronaldo, I'd say, when it comes to these interviews.
No, Alistair Johnson's giving great little
probably, yeah.
tidbits, this and that. He's talking very candidly, very it's like you're down at a pub, with your mate kind of just having a conversation. He's very open and honest.
Well, when he was on with Caroline and Liam with Gicked Back, it was like they even said like he is a very down-to-earth person, very easy to talk to, and I think that's what Celtic supporters are very big on. He's transparent, he's black and white with what he says, he's straight to the point, and then he goes out there and proves what he's saying on the pitch. Like I have seen a lot of Celtic supporters on Twitter, on social media, just go, we love this guy. He's going hard. He's playing hard. The only thing that I saw people not like, or not like, but just say, oh, for next time, is the overlapping runs, which is fair, but also at the same time, it's Alistair Johnston, and you don't need to remind him to do that. He will make overlapping runs, so that's not something to be worried about, Celtic supporters. He will be able to do that.
That was the one thing I thought. He was very nervous almost to go forward, especially in the first half. He was very much about just defending first. And it was fine. It was fine because I'm used to seeing Alistair Johnson play for Canada as a right back three kind of thing, the center back three. So it made sense from why he's a bit more tentative to go forward and defensive. But second half, he did start to push forward a little bit. Yes, that is when we conceded goals, but it was his first game. It's his debut for the club in the old firm. I mean, that is a tough game to make your debut in.
No, I 100% agree. I'm trying to find his stats or assist stats from last year. I've been using a lot of FB reference since I got my new laptop. I am absolutely torching that website just to look at stats and stuff. But no, I think, and especially with what he did with Nashville. Before he went to even Montreal, he's able to put the ball into the box. And I mean, yeah, he had Hani Mukhtar, who is one of the best players in the MLS in Nashville. But then he went on to Montreal, a team who is full, like a full, what's the word I'm looking for? A full mentality type team. They do it as a pack, and that is the type of player they're getting. So I really like Alistair Johnston. I'm really excited to see what he can bring to.
No, he is still young. I mean, he's only 24. He'll grow into that team. He'll grow into that role. Ange Postecoglou has hit gold in pretty much every signing he's made so far. So I'm really looking forward to see what Alistair Johnston can grow into and what he can then grow into for Canada. Because I mean, he'll be a real leader with great mentality behind him. He'll help push Canada into a better position as they move forward as a nation, a footballing nation.
Also, speaking of transfers earlier this week, by the way, Brighton's Barber on McAllister. No talks ongoing, and we don't want any contact. We're quite happy as we are. That's what he told the Argus. That confirms from Brighton's Barber.
Brighton's Barber.
Yeah,
like the barber of the team.
Yeah.
No, that's not his name.
No, that's the fucking barber of,
like, the guy who cuts their hair.
Yeah.
I think who's posted that?
Fabrizio Romano.
No, he didn't. No. I think he means his name is
Romano is not interviewing Brighton's Barber.
he said Brighton's Barber on McAllister.
That's his name. It's got to be his name. There's no way that he says Barber. No, I'm trying to find
I'm pulling up Fabrizio right now.
Yeah,
I need to go Monday.
On Monday?
Yeah.
No, okay, that's 6 hours ago. Oh my god, it's Friday, isn't it?
Fabrizio. God, who am I looking for? What's his name?
Barber. Literally just look for Barber.
Brighton's Barber on McAllister. No talks ongoing. We know there's going to be interest in Alexis and Caicedo.
Barber. But no, Barber has to be a person.
We're finding the
okay.
Paul Barber is Brighton Hove Albion's CEO.
Oh fuck. Okay. Yeah.
But was I gotta say, you're not alone. I'm looking through all these replies on Twitter, and it's so funny. It's so good. They got his barber involved in this. Things must be serious now.
Well, you know, when people say we don't know ball, maybe they're right. How's the fuck? All right, good to know.
How well at Fabrizio? How well does their barber really know all about this? Their Twitter replies are great.
I actually fell out of my chair right there. That was genuine. Anyways, Premier League. That's a great transition to the Premier League.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we are going to the Premier League. There was a big game just yesterday at the time of recording. It was Manchester City versus Chelsea.
They also play later this week.
They do play later this week in the FA Cup.
We'll talk about that on Sunday. The pundits predict.
Yes.
I got 3 games.
Because I have a bone to pick with you about that, but yes, we'll move. We'll move. 1-0 victory for Manchester City, as if it wasn't already in doubt for Chelsea to begin with. They were looking to get into the top 7, and they're not, as Manchester City comes within 5 points now of Arsenal at the top of the table. Guys, let's start off with the Chelsea side. What's going on?
Quickly, you wanted Chelsea to get into the top 7. They have gone into the top 7, actually. Top 7 injuries because they now have 9 starting players out injured. N'Golo Kante, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Ben Chilwell, Edward Mendy, Reece James, Wesley Fofana, Armando Broja. And in this game, within the first 25 minutes, Raheem Sterling and Christian Pulisic also out injured. So Chelsea, a.k.a. the walking wounded. Love to see that. Get a better doctor. Bring back, what's her name? That Jose Mourinho fired. What was her name?
That's beyond my scope.
Who?
Is everything? How do you know that?
What?
How do you know that?
That he got her fired?
Yeah.
Don't you remember? It was back in like 2010s when Jose Mourinho was Chelsea boss.
Mm-hmm.
Am I rising? Ava something was her name,
Yeah, I know what you
the
mean.
woman physio, and she ran on the field when he was clearly not wanting her to go on the field to help a player, and he lost his mind at her, and she just left the club. She was like, "No, I'm good, thanks, bye."
Can
Oh, I didn't
confirm
hear about
Brighton
that.
Barbers is in Detroit.
Detroit has Brighton Barbers.
Yeah.
Was how much money would it cost for you to fly to Detroit to go to Brighton Barbers,
There's
I'm not
also the
letting you-
Brighton Barbershop in Hamilton.
Ontario?
That's
Let's go,
that
baby.
is the Detroit of Canada, so we can send him there.
It really is. It's just a shithole.
Anyways, Chelsea.
Um,
What is going on? You're like, yes, there's the injuries, but you brought in. This is the thing. You fire Tuchel because you're sitting there going, what's going on? We're not a good club. Let's bring in the best possible replacement in Graham Potter. Fair enough. Good move. A manager who wanted the same move, who was probably at some point gonna go to a big club, and yes, you swoop them up. But now you're in the same spot you've been in the entire year. There's not a lot of promise for the rest of the year. You brought Reece James back way too soon. And now you're in the same spot. Now you have to panic buy. And maybe that's not fair to say for Benoit Baladeche or however the hell you say it. Well, I'm sure we'll figure it out the more he plays for Chelsea. But even guys like Dennis Zachariah are getting games now because
he was actually very good. I actually liked him.
I like him too. I never understood why he's fallen off there.
I really like
in general,
Zakaria.
but still,
That's who we're talking about.
that is literally what I just said. This guy's booking his trip to Hamilton. He wasn't listening,
Bro, no, I'm looking at Pav's Twitter because I'm just my guy tweets all about Chelsea, so I'm always
The issue at Chelsea, I think, is pretty plain and simple and clear. Chelsea this season have played 17 games and they've scored 20 goals.
But why?
Because they don't have a goal scorer. You're playing Kai Havertz at striker, who's not a striker.
Can you blame Graham Potter at all?
No. I mean, I think the plan this season was to use Armando Broja a little bit more. They brought him back. They didn't put him out on loan. They wanted to use their young players. You know, you kept Conor Gallagher, you kept Broja, you signed Chukwuemeka or whatever the hell is pronounced.
Chukwuemeka.
I don't know that guy. You know who I'm talking about. You had this young core, let's say, and then you brought in someone like Aubameyang. You'd hope to get like maybe 10 goals out of him this season. It's not gonna happen. I don't blame Graham Potter. I don't think Graham Potter was the right move for Chelsea.
Why?
I don't. He had a good thing going with Brighton because that Brighton squad was working for him and his ideologies. He built that team and was building it for their system of play, his tactics. I don't feel like this Chelsea team respects him.
I like funny. I found a Pav tweet that kind of makes sense. He's in a spot where he has no major results to back onto when facing criticism, and no quality of the football we've seen to show is making progress. It's not encouraging. So just no encouraging signs from Graham Potter, apparently.
I like Graham Potter as a manager. I think he's done great things in his career, but I don't get the feeling that this Chelsea team, especially the more senior advanced players, respect him as a manager.
I can see that. What my question now then becomes is, what are the odds he loses his job at the end of the year? And here's why I asked that question. And I realize that that is not at all enough of a leash for him to show what he has. He needs a transfer window, like a full transfer window, not a January. But they have Todd Bowley in there, fresh new owner who wants to see results right now, who is willing to chew up money wherever he needs to if that means he's going to win. Hey, he's the owner of the Dodgers, and he is the one. And right now, the Dodgers are eating $22.9 million just so Trevor Bauer doesn't play on their team next year. He doesn't care about spending the money. So if that means that you are not getting the results with this new manager, you don't see any progress with any of the results that you're seeing, you're losing against teams that you should probably beat, and you're losing in games that you should need to win. When do you sit there and go, okay, maybe he's not the guy for us right now?
Ultimately, that call is going to be made, I think, sooner rather than later. I mean, I liked what Chelsea looked like in the second half versus Manchester City.
Yeah.
They brought on Omari Hutchinson, they brought on Lewis Hall, and they brought on Connor Gallagher. I thought all three of those players had very good games, actually. And then I thought Zakaria was very, very good in the midfield. Kovacic, not too bad. He had a couple decent moments. I'm not sold on Cucurella right now.
There's a lot going around, eh?
It's too bad Raheem Sterling got injured. I don't think Raheem Sterling is being used in the right capacity. He's not being able to get forward and use his pace in behind as much. Hakim Ziyech, he had a great World Cup for Morocco. He hasn't done it in the Premier League for Chelsea that much. But
I question that about, you talk about quality when it comes to the World Cup and the competition and the Premier League. Is that a case you think? Ziyech was able to perform at the World Cup because the competition wasn't as strong compared to the Premier League at a national level. I don't know if that's a fair comparison.
I think it's just more system.
Yeah.
Hakim Ziyech was able to play alongside Hakimi down that right wing. The two of them linked up very well. Morocco's game plan just worked very well, and Ziyech was able to get on the ball, do what he does well in terms of playing good passing, good crossing to the box, beating a man. He just hasn't done that at Chelsea his entire career at Chelsea. Really, he hasn't done that. The biggest point for me, though, is Kai Havertz up top is not a striker. He's not a striker. But he's been played there how many times? Thomas Tuchel did it constantly. Chelsea played a Champions League final with him up front.
Yeah. No, I don't understand. I don't understand how you let Kai Havertz stay but let Timo Werner go. That was as soon as that move was made, I went, I think you're losing the wrong German. And look what happens. He's out there. I was talking about it the other day with Liam as well from Kickback. I'm pretty sure he has either 11 or 16 goals amongst all competitions already this year. 11.
Timo Werner?
Timo Werner.
I've always liked him.
Well, Kai Havertz is also 23, so I think there's a lot more potential there, and I think he's done well for Chelsea.
How old is Timo Werner?
26.
Oh,
so a bit of.
Here's a question for you, though. We are currently recording this on January 6th.
Mm-hmm.
You are Todd Bowley. You are Graham Potter. You're in charge of Chelsea. You've scored 20 goals this season. Who do you sign as a striker? You have Nkunku coming in the summer. He's a proven goal scorer. Who do you bring in for 6 months to score you goals to help you get into the European spots? There's not many names.
Well, it sounds like I don't know. Because they keep falling out. They had Enzo Fernandez, maybe, but now they fall out there. Mudryk is going to go to Arsenal, I'm sure. Joao Felix, I'm sure, is going to go to United. They keep getting the short end of the stick.
You could, look at around the Premier League. Ivan Toney's got 12 goals. Mitrovic.
Yeah, but what happens with Ivan Toney?
yeah, exactly. True. Mitrovic, Fulham.
I dare I. No, I don't want to toss his name in a hat because this is a dumb name to put in this hat.
Say it.
He's too old. He's old. But I know he can score a goal.
I'm gonna say the same name, I think. Okay, you say
Jimmy
yours.
fucking Vardy.
Okay.
Brad was gonna say what, fucking Ibrahimovic?
Yeah, no, same team though. I was gonna say Olivier Giroud. Bring him back. Sounds like he's gonna get a transfer. It sounds like he's probably gonna head out. Manchester United's been linked to him. Heck, why not?
Victor Osimhen at Napoli is a big deal right now. He's got 9
That's
goals.
there's you know what? There's a couple too. You could get Marcus Thuram, who's
Lautaro
really
Martinez.
Gotta
Or
hit
do
the
you
net
go for
first.
someone like, or do you try to make a splash and really try to find like a strike partnership for next season that includes Nkunku?
I don't know.
Do you go for like a Rafael Leao?
That's not a bad
He'll cost a
shout.
ton of
I
money.
think they're going to target him or Kvaratskhelia from Napoli, but
You think so?
I don't know,
Osimhen
maybe.
from Napoli, maybe.
It's tough to say, but they need scoring now, right? Like it's
Exactly. And the
Hey.
thing is,
Jonathan David.
hey,
I want him at United.
I
Jonathan
do
David
too.
would not cost even half of what Rafael
yeah.
Leao would cost. So
But what else? Like
it's not a bad shout.
Jonathan David currently sits 4th amongst all players in all top 5 leagues.
yeah,
in
he'd be great.
Sir, I haven't even finished the fucking stat yet. What the fuck? Yeah, no, that's a good call, buddy. No, that's good. Yeah. Never mind. I'm not. It's expected goals. It's 4th in expected goals amongst Europe. I'm fucking done. What did you want to talk about,
If you
Wes?
would like to send your resume to the 90th minute to replace Wazimo, send us an Instagram DM or on Twitter. We are now accepting applicants to replace Wazino.
No, it's me. I'm just fed up. I'm leaving.
Brett has also quit, so you can also apply to be Brett. If you are loud and in charge, send us a DM.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless your name is Vinny.
if you want to replace me next week, you can do that.
Replace. Oh yeah, he's going to Vegas.
You're going to Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bad time for everyone in Las Vegas.
That is a bad time.
Walk indoors, everybody.
Let's keep going with Chelsea before the Premier League before we get too far into our banter here. A lot of still more interesting results in the Premier League the last couple of weeks, or last couple of days, I should say, not the last couple of weeks. Where should we go next? I want to talk. You know what? No, I know what we want to talk.
You better talk to where I want to talk about.
Are we talking about Jurgen Klopp's demise? Because
I don't get it.
I don't understand it either. 3-1 loss to Brentford without Ivan Toney.
Scored out like 6 goals in this game.
Yeah,
All
literally.
disallowed.
The ball was in their net 6 times, maybe 7. Like that, and 2 of them got called back. Like Virgil van Dijk comes off at halftime. Now it's coming out that he may have an injury and may be out for even longer, which is even better for Liverpool. Is there trouble brewing in Liverpool?
Yeah, there
Really?
is. It's time to shake it up. It's time to just drop that atom bomb and see what happens. You've made the signings. You have attacking players there. I mean, I'm looking at a 30-year-old Mohamed Salah who was signed to a massive contract, by the way, sitting on 7 goals this season. Meanwhile, fucking Erling Haaland's got 21 or whatever the hell he's on.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Alexander-Arnold, who is described as the best attacking fullback in the history of football, with 1 assist this season.
Really?
So
That's it?
He's got 1 Premier League assist.
Wow.
I'm looking at Van Dijk and Konate, who I think are very good, are arguably one of the best center back partnerships in world football. Not keeping clean sheets, not doing anything dramatic in terms of defending very well. They're letting Brentford put 6 past them. Allison, who I really like, he's being hung out to dry quite often, but for me, it's the midfield.
Yeah.
Midfield has to change. Harvey Elliott, Fabinho, Thiago, that's who played against Brentford. I don't know. Naby Keita came in for Harvey Elliott at halftime.
What?
I don't get it.
What can be done? Because realistically, I mean, yes, you're in the January transfer window. They sit where they sit. I'm trying to find some rumor. There we go. Mateus Nunes has been the biggest name that they have been like seriously linked to from Wolves. Amrabat's another one.
Another Nunes at Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly. Like Moses Caicedo is another one that they're attached to. Mohamed Kudus, Benazir, excuse me. But I don't see those players. Hell, Yunus Musa is also on this list. But none of those guys are really players right now. Right now, that could come out there and change this team. Because yes, I completely agree that it's in the midfield. You watch that game against Brentford, and the transition game between the two teams are completely different. And because there's no midfield, Brentford was just able to run through the midfield because they just dropped back or they were too late coming back from attacking.
And then it was just time and time again, the midfield got beaten. The defenders were just exposed one-on-one. I mean, they're not able to handle when teams attack them, it seems.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't understand. Is it I feel like the stupid one asking this question again, though, but Klopp, what do you do? Because I this one I don't think you move on. I don't. But you've been the only reason why I ask is because it's 7 years now. Is it maybe time to change the guard a little bit here? It sounds like their ownership group. I don't know too much about what's going on there, but it sounds like there may be a change in the ownership group there as well. Are they maybe thinking a change in regime too? Like what's
Yeah, I'd probably blame the owners of Liverpool. I feel like I don't know if they've. It's tough to say because they just spent how much money on Darwin Nunez, right? You can't he's got financial backing.
But what have the owners done wrong? They've given him who he wants.
Yeah,
they signed Darwin. They just signed
maybe
Cody
it does
Gakpo.
come down to Klopp because I don't think Klopp has necessarily built his second team well or prepared the next era. You know what I mean?
I remember saying that last season, and Lucas disagreed with me. I said, when you take the starting 11 off for Liverpool, the second string players are not as strong as Manchester City's second string players. Not even close. Not even
same
close
as anybody.
100%. But when you're going toe to toe with Manchester City, you need to emulate them. You need to try your best to be as good as them in all terms, all capacities.
You know, I think I saw a video a couple of years ago talking about how Sir Alex Ferguson knew when it was time to build his kind of next team, like moving on from 99 and that little era to the Ronaldo era to post Ronaldo. He kind of knew when to shift. Have we seen that from Liverpool? I think signing Jota and
I mean, so Darwin Nunez is 23. Harvey Elliott started. He's 19. Trent is 24. Konate 23. Then you brought in Curtis Jones, who is 21. Wow. You have Stefan Bajicic. I want to say
Here's a question.
He's 18. He's been playing a few games. You have Fabio Carvalho, who's 20. Kelleher, Joe Gomez is still relatively injured. You have Jota, you have Luis Diaz. Don't forget about him either because he was exposed when he came into Liverpool. And you got Cody Gakpo.
Would we be having this conversation if Darwin Nunez finished all those chances about Liverpool? Would we? Is it all on? It's not. I don't want to put. I don't want
1% conversion rate.
I don't want to put it all on him, but I'm just saying
it's all on him because he's the center forward. They paid the money for him to come in and score goals.
Or is the support there for him right now?
So funny.
Still in Cairo for some reason.
Who Salah is?
Yeah, mentally he's in Cairo. He's up at a fucking pyramid because you don't know what the fuck he's doing.
So the expected non-penalty or the non-penalty expected goals right now for Darwin Nunez, he is 11th in all the top 5 competitions, which is very interesting. He's sitting at a 7.4. He's sitting above guys like Ivan Toney, Oshman, Nkuku, Vinicius, Tammy Abraham, Mitro, all these players. He has 5 goals. 5 goals. So, and I was listening to this guy who is a Benfica supporter or something like that, and he mentioned that the year before he had 5 goals. 5 goals or something like that. Now, the following year afterwards, he had like 28 or something.
Oh, like that was A9 skills.
Yes.
Sure. I don't. Was it him? I
I
genuinely
saw a
don't know.
TikTok on that. Yeah.
I think I think that's what it was. But yes, there you go. So, and I am one of the harshest guys on Darwin Núñez. I can appreciate that or acknowledge that. But maybe there needs to be patience. But how much patience do you have when you're sitting here every day going, we're still behind this team, this team, this team. My other thing is so you asked about the ownership group here, and it sounds like what I'm gathering is it's similar to, and this is just quickly while you guys were talking, it sounds like Liverpool supporters aren't happy that he isn't spending a lot of money in the transfer window, and which was even more exemplified when, because they are the Fenway Sports Group, the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
The Boston Red Sox just signed Rafael Devers to a $235 million contract, $275 million, something like that contract for 11 years. And so Liverpool supporters are going, okay, so you're willing to throw money at Rafi Devers, who hits a baseball, which I'm a baseball supporter, so don't come at me. And you won't do it to a team that will win you a lot more money, because the Boston Red Sox are the Boston Red Sox. So fair enough, but I don't know. They're playing from behind.
Shall we?
Just to one more point. They've spent money, and I think they've spent good money on players like Núñez and Gakpo. They need to spend a bit of money maybe in that midfield, and they need to find someone who can be the anchor, be that guy for this next generation of the team. So
yeah.
Continue, Wazinho.
Shall we move on to the pundits predict?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's end it off here. We're at the 50-minute mark. There's a lot in world football we missed. We could also go for another 30 minutes about Greg Halter versus the Giovanni the Reynas.
That is ugly.
That is ugly. That's a wild one. Napoli got their first loss of the season.
Yeah, we'll get into miscellaneous stuff after pundits predict. We'll get into some banter afterwards, but
talk about the actual Sunday League.
Yes, exactly. That's why we're called Sunday League Pundits. But I have a bone to pick with you with our predictions here.
What's that?
Well, because there was a match today for Manchester United.
Yeah,
that there was supposed to be a exclusive bet. I don't know if it was for this one or if it was for the Premier League, but you put Manchester City versus Manchester United, the Manchester Derby, for this week's
that was my bad.
CoolBet exclusives, and that is not until next week. So do you want to explain yourself?
No, I googled Premier League and I just went with the near. Yeah, I didn't know the FA Cup was even happening.
As Waz says, Google lied to him.
Yeah.
Google everything, everybody. No, sorry, I just had to get on you for a second. What do you want to look at for pundits predict, Wazzy?
The first big game we have this week is it's on Sunday, Man City versus Chelsea in the FA Cup. Odds for that are minus 286 Man City on CoolBet. By the way, pundits predict powered by CoolBet. A draw is plus 425, and Chelsea to win is plus 725. So Man City the favorite. I will probably go City.
It's hard to predict against Manchester City. It really is.
I'll say it'll be a draw, but it's gonna go to pens, and I think the Man City will win on pens.
You can't go to pens. You do replay.
Oh fucking hell! I'll be a draw. Let's give me a draw.
There you go.
What I've learned in this past 34 seconds here is he hates the FA Cup. First, he forgets about it. He just doesn't understand it. You hate the FA.
Yeah. I'm gonna chase the sauce. You know what? It's plus 735. Did you say was?
Yes.
For Chelsea? I'm chasing the sauce. Why not? Why the hell not? They're coming. You know what? They played better in the second half.
Oh, it's plus 725.
725. There you go. I am going to absolutely hammer that, because of course, I like to chase the sauce. We're going to do it. But how great would it be to see City get knocked out because of a team that they just slept on after beating them? They're like, oh no, we're not going to win another trophy, man. And Pep goes, "Oh, I need you to do it, Liam." But yeah, no,
Pep, oh my god.
that's what I want to see Pep doing.
Chances are Chelsea rotates their side a little bit and plays some of those youngsters who we did see in the Premier League. Chances are City does rotate as well. I mean, they'll play Rico Lewis and whoever the fuck else they want to toss in there. Maybe Julian Alvarez could actually get a game because he deserves it. He had a great World Cup. Manchester City 3-1.
Boo.
Clean,
Wow.
simple, easy.
Boo. Next.
So sorry.
We're going to La Liga.
Sí, señor. España is where I like to be.
We have Atletico Madrid versus FC Barcelona on January 8th. Interesting odds here. Atletico is plus 220. A draw is plus 234. And for Barcelona to win, it's plus 139. So, I don't know.
You know what? Yes, they're coming off a weird match against a third division team.
That was weird.
That was weird.
World football is fucking weird.
It is, but I don't like Atletico Madrid's game at all, especially under Simeone. I'm curious to see how they'll play throughout the transfer window to see who goes in, who goes out, and how much that affects them. I know Joao Felix isn't exactly a massive part of that team, but still, I think Barcelona hammers them in this match. Hammers them. It could be like 5-0, 6-0. Genuinely. I'm gonna take Barcelona. Yeah.
I'm gonna take Barcelona as well, but I'll be very much the opposite in terms of conservative. 1-0. 1-0 Barcelona victory.
Ooh. It's because they play back, right? Like that they play on their heels all the time. I feel like Barcelona might come out and I'll go
2-0 Barcelona.
What scoreline?
2-0 Barcelona.
2-0. Okay.
I don't know
why.
I
couldn't understand you with your thick Catalonian accent.
I don't have a lot of faith in Atletico to score goals, especially in big games. I don't know why. Sorry. I'll go Serie A next if we're good.
100%. I love the Serie A.
Big game against we got a couple here. I will go with AC Milan versus AS Roma. Also,
oh my God.
We have minus 114 for AC Milan to win, plus 270 for a draw, and plus 340 for AS Roma. Vinicius.
I hated all of that.
Maldini.
I hated that all. Honestly, okay, what I would do, I'm not suggesting you do this, but what I would debate, because I'm a AC Milan supporter for the Serie A. That's my team in the Serie A if I had to cheer for one. So I'll stand out for Sandro Tonali. I don't care. So what I would do, I'm thinking of doing, is throwing this in a parlay to get something out of that minus. What was it? minus 225. What was it?
It was minus 114 for Milan to win.
Okay, minus 114. I think I'm gonna throw that into a parlay because I want AC Milan to win. So I'm gonna take AC Milan in this one. Throw it into a parlay of the 3 matches we've already done. And I'm going to say it's going to be a tough one. I might say a 2-1 win. Tough one.
What are you feeling, Waz? What are you thinking?
I'm going upset. I'll go 2-1 Roma.
Ooh.
Jose Mourinho masterclass. You're both wrong.
Boo. Wait. Oh.
You're both wrong.
Boo.
0-0, baby. 0-0 at the San Siro. Bonjour, arrivederci. Ciao, bella.
Bonjour in French.
I just flipped off the camera. What are you going to do about it?
Shut up, bitch. Any more? Any other ones?
That's all. We only won 3 games there.
Here.
We only won 3 games.
You missed out, though, on what could be the greatest scoreline in the history of football.
Although that was Pundits Predict. That's the word I'm looking for. Powered by CoolBet. Let's get into our Sunday League. As
I quickly before we get into that, I just wanted thoughts
fuck
and
the
prayers.
transition.
Thoughts and prayers to Gianluca Vialli, Italian legend who passed away this morning. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2018, and unfortunately, he passed away. He was a part of, I think, the coaching staff with Italy when they won the Euros. I think he was a Chelsea legend, former Chelsea player, a manager. So an Italian legend, well respected. So it's very sad to hear that. Yeah, and also
for sure.
And also when it comes to sadder kind of stories, well, shout out DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, I was gonna do that at the end of this episode, but yes, a lot of if you aren't familiar with what is going on, DeMar Hamlin, a player for the Buffalo Bills, suffered cardiac arrest on the field during a game against the Cincinnati Bengals. He did have to be resuscitated with a CPR and an AED. He is now, I believe that happened on Thursday or Sunday or Monday. Excuse me, that happened on Monday. I forgot it's Friday. It happened on Monday, and as of I believe this morning, he is awake. He has spoken with the team. For a little while he was not awake, but he's breathing by himself. He has been awake, so fantastic news to him. If you do feel so kind, he does have a toy drive that had a goal of $2,500 that has now surpassed $7 million thanks to donations. So there's that as well. So thinking of him and his family in that situation, it goes beyond sports. So
A little
yes,
bit of
thank
a
you for bringing
feel-good
that up.
spin to a very negative situation. But definitely that deserves all the attention of the sports community. But like I was saying, the most dramatic, the most insane, the most, quite frankly, disgraceful scoreline in the history of sports.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
What the fuck is this? What is happening?
This man has left.
No, I don't understand this. Like, he's been doing this the whole show. He's been talking over people. He's been moving on to stuff, and now he just walks away. I don't get it. I don't get you.
Welcome back, sir.
It's Waz's world. We're just fucking living in it, baby.
Oh, sorry. I said I was going to be right back. I got a coffee.
You just got... Oh, fuck off. I am so sick of this. Liam... I can't.
Disgusting, disgraceful.
Waz doesn't want to talk about this. He doesn't want to talk about
this. That's fair. I don't want to talk about this.
We are called Sunday League Pundits, so part of it means that we talk about Sunday League. So, to talk about Sunday League, because that is where we were going, Waz and I weren't there. We both had to work.
You're the lucky ones.
Yeah, so I messaged the group chat later because I knew the game was over. I said, so... how'd the game go, boys? And I just got a response back from Liam going, please don't do this. Why was it bad? What happened?
We showed up to the game. I got into the dressing room and I went, where is everybody? I got there with 25 minutes for the game. There's about 2 other people in this dressing room. Not a good start. Greg walks in. He goes, I don't know if I can play today, guys. I've been sick all week. He sat there. He sat there in like his regular clothes. He just sat there and sat there. He's like, I'm only going to get dressed if we don't have enough players. Well, I believe we looked out the door and there was 5 minutes left in the game before us.
No.
And we had 8 people. So I said, Gregory, get your stuff on. You're playing tonight. So we had 9 players. Gregory was very sick still, so 8 players. One of our players, I don't know what happened, but he was vomiting before halftime.
Okay, so was it okay?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Yeah, okay, because that happened last game too, but it was
that's what everyone's
game
saying. He threw up last game too. He threw up again. But I'll give it to him. He puked and rallied, boys. He came back.
Did he?
Oh, yeah. He had to. No one else. So we had basically 7 players all game.
Yeah.
Against the second place team. Very good players.
I have nothing to say.
At one point in time, we were down 2-1. We were in the game.
I heard about that.
No
Banger
kidding.
of a goal. Insane goal. Great
What?
goal. Yeah. Bardowski.
Hunter?
No. Big man JD.
Oh, come on.
From
Let's
the
go.
point. Back to
Let's
the point.
go.
Big man. Big man
Come
had a big
on.
goal.
That's what I'm
Halftime,
talking
we
about.
played a superb first half. We were down 4-1, but it was a very good first half. We defended well. We actually played a couple bad goals, but you
Yeah,
know what?
but-
We played well. Then we got tired.
Yeah, I
Then
can
we
see that.
started to drop, and forwards stayed forward. It was 5 versus 2 every single time. Goal. Every time they came forward, goal. I think they scored 7 goals in the last 7 minutes. It ended
I feel sorry.
13-1.
I'm so sorry. I got
I
word
was in
today.
goal. I was in goal. I would like to say I made a couple saves that were all right, you know. I'm going to say that game could have gone closer to 20 if it really wanted to. It was something. There was a couple. They missed a lot of chances too. They
I
missed
spoke with
really
the-
like, open nets. They just missed them.
I spoke with the assistant coach today, our friend Pope, and he
Yeah,
he
okay.
said Lucas did not know that you guys were even playing.
Yeah, Luke. Greg texted Lucas, "Hey, are you wanting a ride to the game?" Lucas goes, "We have a game today." So mentality was not there. Mentality was gone for King
Everybody's
Crew.
still 2022.
Was he there?
No.
Oh. Okay. So
I have
that
word
means,
that he will be showing up to the rest of the games this season.
let's go.
Wazzinho
That's
is
big.
retiring.
So
Are you finishing this year?
I can't fucking play.
Why?
why?
I work commitments, man.
What do you mean work commitments? We have a day off next. Oh, he's
I'm in
going to
Vegas.
Fucking Vegas. This fucking guy.
I'm on a
he's
flight.
Going to, imagine him in Vegas, bro.
Yeah, like I said, Vegas.
I'm
lock
gonna
your
go
doors.
find. I'm
You
gonna
don't
go
wanna
find
outside.
tacos.
Okay, you know the stupid photos we got of him in Nashville? Just wait
Yeah.
until the photos of him with like some sort of liquor, like
It's in
just the
front of the
caption going,
Bellagio fountains in the background.
what happens in Vegas
Word-
stays
word
in
is-
Vegas.
I heard word from our boss Jay, the guy who is, I heard the last time they were in Vegas together on a nation vacation. Jay's like, "Hi, can we get like a Hummer limousine?" So I'm interested to see
No.
what this guy's like. God, okay.
Wow,
Yeah, I'm
that's
sure
funny.
they have a good time. But at the end of our Sunday League game,
Oh no.
big man JD, our goal scorer,
Yes.
he said to me, the next time they come forward, I'm taking man, not ball. He took the man as the buzzer went behind me. Just clean swipe. This guy proceeds to take off his shirt, ready to not JD, the other team takes off his shirt. His entire back is tatted. Like just a full and I'm talking like full on tats. Like we're not talking puppy dogs and rainbows and fairies. Man's just tatted down. his
Fucking
back.
dragon.
So JD is face to face with this guy. This guy's shorter than him. And JD just goes, "Are we swinging or what?" And then Adam, as we're walking out, had the best line I've ever heard in the history of indoor football. It's dead silent. The game's done. Teams are walking off. The crowd. It's 10 o'clock at night. No one else is there. It's silent in the building. All you hear is Adam from across the field goes, "Hey, number 20, you're a bitch." So good. It was so good. And I was just like,
I love that kid.
I turned around and I was like, "All right."
Dude was full Yakuza, and he was just like, "You're a bitch."
It was a weird night of football.
Like, so we played. I know that team that we played then.
Yep.
Because they were very good.
While
Okay,
you were,
I'm half happy I didn't show up to that.
while
That
you
also
were, sorry, go ahead.
that also means over the last 2 games we have allowed 24 goals and have scored 4.
Well, while you were playing football, I was getting drunk at a bar.
I'm shocked. What?
Yes,
I think you missed out, Wazzinho.
I had 4 pints last night. I'm like, I call my girlfriend. I was like, "Hey, I love you. Oh my god." Yeah.
He's like in tears. He's like, "Hey, I want a game. And they're playing La Bamba. I fucking love you.
Is there anything else we want to talk about on this week's
No, we're
episode?
wrapping it up on that one.
I will say one thing.
Oh no!
Shout out for Screen Rovers.
We will see you next week. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment.
Did you hear about the Easter egg in FIFA?
Yes, I have heard about the Easter egg in FIFA. Ryan Reynolds has a monologue telling Liverpool that they're a small club, and he's not wrong, honestly, at this point in time. Darwin Núñez, get a haircut. You look like Andy Carroll. Brett, get a haircut. You look like Jack Black. Wazinho, you look like a... You know what, Wazinho? You actually, with the perfect flop, you might be the Brighton Barber. You might be the Brighton Barber.
No, we're done. I'm calling it there. Shut up.
We'll see you next time.